Suppose you're never going to sell a share of stock. You own it, you're going to own it forever and ever and ever. Well, one way you could find the value of it is by the present value of an infinite stream of dividends. So you get expected dividend in one period, so d1 over 1 plus r plus d2 over 1 plus r squared, all the way out forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So the price is just the expected return of an infinite stream of dividends. More generally, you take your time machine to some point in time, you get out. You want to know what the value of the stock is expected to be at that point in time? Well, simply, what is the present value of the future stream of dividends subsequent to the new time zero? And again, this dividend wouldn't count. Dividends get paid in the morning. We price stocks in the afternoon. And therefore, we've got the next dividend in one period, the one in that 2 periods, forever and ever and ever. So we've been talking all semester or all period long regarding the topic of stocks, that the current or the expected price of a stock is simply equal to the present value of the subsequent set of dividends plus the price at kind of the end of that period of time. And now we're saying that the present value of all dividends forever and ever is what you can look at to get the current price. And I've said it'll always lead to the same price, and here's why. The reason is that they're consistent with each other. And here's a little example to highlight it. Is one way is the price today is simply the present value of a stream of dividends that goes forever and ever and ever. Another way that you could approach a problem like this is by present value of the dividend in one period, present value of the dividend in 2 periods, plus the expected price in 2 periods. But where does that expected price in 2 periods come from? It comes from the present value to this point in time of D3, D4, forever and ever and ever. So these two ways of looking at it are actually equivalent in the sense that in the dividend discount model, where you look at an infinite stream of dividends, you're looking at every single dividend explicitly. When you're looking at, in this case, you can call it a 2-period holding model, you're looking at D1 and D2 directly, and then P2 directly, but P2 captures all the other dividends, D3, D4, D5, forever and ever and ever. So P2 captures D3, D4, D5 indirectly. So both methods are simply the present value of all dividends that are expected forever and ever. It's just that here P2 captures all of these guys. So that's why when we looked at Aspen stock, we always got 1333, and we'll do an example that if you view it as a stock with expected dividends that have some characteristics, you can see that it's also 1333. So if you're going to look at the stock and say, okay, it's an infinite stream of dividends, we have to value it. Number one, you got to estimate the dividends. And then you've got an infinite stream of them. You got to add them up. And how do we do that? We impose some structure. So we impose some assumptions that allow us to use some of our perpetuity, delayed perpetuity tools in order to value stocks.